Today I'm going over the section in chapter 2 called Special Principles of Miracle Workers. This section lists 8 different things to tell us about the principles of miracle workers. So number 1 says, the principle abolishes the need for lower order concerns. Since it is an out of pattern time interval, the ordinary considerations of time and space do not apply. When you perform a miracle, I will arrange both time and space to adjust it. I, meaning Jesus. Jesus is just the higher part of our mind that knows that there's no such thing as space and time. So it's Jesus, or the Christ consciousness, or the higher part of our mind that knows how to collapse time. So when it says the miracle abolishes the need for lower order concerns, it means the miracle abolishes the need for the illusion, for anything within space and time, because the miracle takes us right back to the truth. So that's why when we perform a miracle, which means collapsing space and time for that holy instant that we remember the truth, that's why Jesus will arrange both time and space to adjust it, because there is no such thing as time and space. He's collapsing time. We, the higher part of ourselves, are collapsing time when we are doing this. Number 2, a clear distinction between what is created and what is made is essential. Okay, we have to know the difference between what is created, meaning what comes from God, and what is made, meaning what comes from our ego. That's essential. We need to know that to be a miracle worker. All forms of healing rest on this fundamental correction in level perception. Okay, so that's the second thing, that we need to understand those 2 levels. We need to understand the level of content, which is the truth, which is our real selves, which are pure love coming from God's source creation, being one with one another and God, and the other level of form, of illusion, of the ego thought system, of everything that's not actually really here. So that's the second step. We have to understand that. We have to understand those 2 levels that we are perceiving. Step 3, never confuse right and wrong-mindedness. Okay, this whole course is very simple. It's just, you have the wrong way and you have the right way. The wrong way is ego, the right way is spirit. It's really that simple. It's just not always easy to navigate each day. So we're never confusing right and wrong-mindedness. Responding to any form of error with anything except a desire to heal is an expression of this confusion. Meaning that every time that we take the illusory world seriously, we're confused. Okay, that's what it means. So number 4 says, the miracle is always a denial of this error and an affirmation of the truth. Okay, that's all a miracle is. We're denying what's not true, which is the illusory world, and we are affirming what is true, which is spirit, which is love. Only right-mindedness can correct in any way that has any real effect. Pragmatically, what has no real effect has no existence. Meaning what is not of spirit doesn't exist. Its effect then is emptiness. Being without substantial content, it lends itself to projection. Okay, so when we're focusing on the illusion, we're focusing in the wrong place, then we feel empty, then we end up projecting because we feel empty and we don't know what to do with the upset and the guilt that we feel inside of us. So our go-to, our automatic default within the ego thought system is to project. That's how we end up doing that. Number 5 says, the level adjustment power of the miracle induces the right perception for healing. Until this has occurred, healing cannot be understood. Forgiveness is an empty gesture unless it entails correction. Without this, it is essentially judgmental rather than healing. All right, so this is just a way to explain that forgiveness is a way to heal, and not forgiving, believing in the illusory world, is a way to not heal, is a way to remain unhealed with a split mind. The way to heal your split mind is to forgive, which just means using your spiritual sight to look beyond the world of form to see the truth, which is love, which is pure spirit. Number 6 says, miracle-minded forgiveness is only correction. It has no element of judgment at all. The statement, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do, in no way evaluates what they do. Okay, so what that means is it's explaining the difference between the world's definition of forgiveness and A Course in Miracles definition of forgiveness. They're different. So the world's definition of forgiveness is that someone else has done something wrong. We're going to be the better person. We're going to overlook this thing that they've done wrong, and we're going to be so kind in our heart to forgive them. Okay? That's the world's definition of forgiveness. That's the ego's definition of forgiveness. Again, there would be levels. You're higher than someone. Someone's lower than you. We're judging. We're separating. We're, making people different somehow. But the Course's definition of forgiveness is that they know not what they do, meaning nothing's ever even happened. They're confused. They think they're here. They think they're judging other things and people that are here, and none of it's here. None of it has ever really happened. And that is what real forgiveness is forgiving what has never happened. They know not what they do. They know not that they are just dreaming and that they are projecting in a dream. They don't know that. We don't know that. That is forgiveness, is overlooking the mistake that we are making by believing in the illusion, looking beyond that to see the truth, which is just spirit, which is just love. Finishing up number 6, it is an appeal to God to heal their minds. There is no reference to the outcome of the error. That does not matter. So when we're forgiving, we are not paying attention to the error that our ego self thinks that happened. We are overlooking it. That's why it says that does not matter. The error doesn't matter. What matters is the overlooking of the error to see the truth. That's what matters. So number 7 says, the injunction, be of one mind, is the statement for revelation readiness. My request, do this in remembrance of me, is the appeal for cooperation from the miracle workers. The two statements are not in the same order of reality. Only the latter involves an awareness of time, since to remember is to recall the past in the present. Time is under my direction, but timelessness belongs to God. In time, we exist for and with each other. In timelessness, we coexist with God. Okay, let me break it down real quick what all that meant. So, the injunction be of one mind is a statement for revelation readiness, means that when we are deciding that we want to understand and be aware of and remind ourselves that we are of one mind, we are getting ready for revelation. That is revelation readiness. When we are willing to forgive, when we are willing to practice miracles, when we are willing to continuously train our mind into our right-minded thinking, that is when we are getting ready for revelation. Do this in remembrance of me is the appeal for cooperation from miracle workers. And then it says the two statements are not in the same order of reality. Be of one mind, that is reality. That is the truth of who and what we really are, is to be of one mind. But then the second statement, do this in remembrance of me, that's part of the illusion. That is sort of the game that we have to play, these roles that we're acting out here as we're here pretending there's this character named Jesus who's helping us through this process and who is collapsing time for us as we are forgiving and practicing miracles. That is of a different reality because that is still illusion. We're pretending, acting all of this out within our illusion, this waking up thing, this Jesus guy we're talking about. It's all pretend. None of it's real. We are just one, extending love forever with God in what the Course refers to as heaven. We can call it many different things. It's a state of mind of oneness. That's what that is. All right, so he explained the different orders of reality spoken about there. And it says, only the latter involves an awareness of time, meaning the part where we have to pretend that Jesus is a character helping us to remember and collapsing time for us. That part involves the awareness of time, which means it's an illusion. As soon as something involves an awareness of space or time, it's part of the illusion. So then he says, time is under my direction, but timelessness belongs to God. Again, it's discussing those two levels. Anything where Jesus has to collapse time is referring to the illusory world. And in the real world, there is no time. It's timeless. And we just coexist with God. And that's it. That's all that exists. Number 8 says, you can do much on behalf of your own healing and that of others if, in a situation calling for help, you think of it in this way. All right. And then it has these italicized words here that say, I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent Him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do because He who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever He wishes, knowing He goes there with me. I will be healed as I let Him teach me to heal. That's a beautiful prayer, and it's a beautiful way to remind ourselves of the truth. And that really is how I live my life each day. This really is how I feel each day. I just let Holy Spirit, God, Jesus, whatever you want to call it, direct me. I am here only to be truly helpful. That's why I make these videos. This is embarrassing for me, guys. I'm not the kind of person that would normally do something like this or put myself out there like this. I'm not even really like on social media. So again, this is just a demonstration of something that Holy Spirit told me to do. Therefore, I'm doing it. I'm doing my best to be truly helpful. I'm letting Holy Spirit direct me each moment of my day. And, these videos is just an example. Everything that I do throughout my day, each moment of the day, is something that I just let Holy Spirit, otherwise known as my joy, my inner guidance, guide me. It's a really fun, great way to live because you're just always following your joy. And in any moment that I don't feel joyful, which definitely happens, I have tools to help me forgive those moments when that happens. I have the tool of forgiveness. I have Jesus, Holy Spirit, God source creation to hold me, to guide me, to uplift me, to love me. We all have that. And the more that we know that, the more we practice forgiveness and we use miracles in our life throughout the day, each day, the more we will allow ourselves to remove the obstacles to the love that was always there waiting for us.